Bergara just announced the B-14 Squared Crest, an ultralight hunting rifle with long-range features. In this video, we're going to give you the first hands-on look. Gavin here from UltimateReloader.com. The time has come. I got my hands on one of the very first B-14 Squared Crest rifles. Check this out. This is a really unique combination of ultra lightweight rifle features. This has got a monocoque, carbon fiber, ultra lightweight, ultra rigid stock. It's got the B-14 action, it's got a 4140 chromoly fluted barrel, and it's got a detachable box magazine. That's right. This rifle is available in 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, 308, and 300 Win Mag. What I've got here is a 308 version. Check this out. With a threaded muzzle, it does come with the thread protector, which is awesome. We can put on a suppressor, which we're going to do in this video. I really like the blend of features with this rifle. So don't worry, later in the video, we're going to go in depth. We're going to put it on the trigger scan. We're going to go into detailed construction specifics and specs. But right now, it's time to go shooting. So I've had some hands-on time now shooting the B-14 Squared Crest. In fact, the entire Ultimate Reloader team has. Tons of fun. As you can see here, I've just took one of the scopes that seemed semi-lightweight. I'm working on my inventory in terms of ultra lightweight, but this is just a Vortex Viper 4-16 by 50. It's a great magnification range for this type of rifle where we're going to be focused on hunting and we want to be able to go out a ways. I started at 100 yards with a very simple break-in, 3 shots clean, 3 shots clean, and really liked the feel of the trigger and the rifle initially. And this is my first opportunity to get behind the trigger and to just see how this package is going to work together. Right after that, we as a team did a shooting exercise which turned out to be really fun. Oh, yeah. Way to start things out right. Deer's dead.
I'm done. Let's go gut that deer, Kyle.
Yeah. We put a steel target from DM Targets out at 100 yards. This is approximately the size of the vitals of your average deer broadside. And as a team, we each took 5 shots to see offhand, standing, how many shots we could get on target. And it turned out this rifle is really well balanced and has really good ergos for this type of shooting. Everybody was on target at 100. Happy to say I took top honors with 5 shots out of 5 shots hitting the vitals.
That right there, my friends.
Good job.
B-14 Squared Crest. Let's go hunting.
So if I had a herd of 5 deer, that'd be 5 dead deer right there. Totally, totally love it. Then I took another opportunity, and we're doing this suppressed and unsuppressed on the bench and in the field to do different types of shooting in different directions and different elevations. Still really liking the way that the Crest feels. There's something about the feel of this carbon fiber and just the ergos just feels good in the hands and was natural to point and aim both with the suppressor and without. So overall, I think this is a really great package for a variety of different types of shooting. All types of hunting shooting, and to prone out and to reach out to 1,000 yards with this would be absolutely awesome. We hoped to do that, but right now our Jeep road that goes up to our Ridgeline range has snow slides, slush accumulation, probably down trees. We haven't even been up there. So we're going to save as kind of a follow-up. And from the 100-yard shooting, my two groups that I actually recorded as 3-shot groups between the cleaning were both sub 3/4 MOA, with one landing 3 shots into 0.689 inches and the other landing 3 shots into 0.570 inches. And both of those were with the Banish 30 suppressor. And this was just using Hornady 168 grain AMAX ammunition, kind of surplus ammunition that I got from Hornady. So no hand loading at all up to this point, but I'm pretty certain based on my experience that with some hand loading, optimize bullet seating depth, find the right bullet that this rifle likes, work up a powder charge, I think this would be down in that half MOA range easily, if not even better. So really good results. The Banish 30 is the suppressor that I chose for shooting and testing with this rifle, because this is actually the package that I would hunt with. If you watch our full story on the Banish 30, you're going to see that you can run it in a 7-inch configuration like this, and you can add the extension to get to a 9-inch configuration. We tested this on our recoil rig, and we actually saw different characteristics. A, the sound suppression is slightly better with the 9-inch configuration, and then it also reduces recoil an additional little bit. But for a lightweight hunting rifle, I felt like the 7-inch config was just right. Okay, so getting into, I mentioned most of this briefly at the beginning of the video, but I kind of wanted to go through everything kind of end to end here. So the heart of the rifle is Bergara's B-14 Action. This is not the Premier Action, this is their regular Action. And it is paired with a 4140 chromoly steel fluted barrel, which I really like for a lightweight hunting rifle, especially if you want something that's going to be oriented towards long range and you don't want to even get into that whole world of carbon barrels heating up and all that, and you want to help push the cost down just a little bit. Carbon barrels are great. I think this fluted chromoly barrel option is also great, depending on your budget, depending on what you're going to do with the rifle, and kind of what you find to be aesthetically pleasing as well. Here's another thing. The Sniper Gray Cerakote, when we got this out into the snow, this just looks awesome. It's got kind of a blue hue to it, which matches the paint job on the carbon fiber stock. And we all totally thought, this is just such a fine looking rifle. I mean, it's just very sophisticated looking, and I absolutely love that color combo. The stock is 100% carbon fiber. I'll talk about that more in depth a little bit. It's a monocoque construction, optimizing strength and weight and rigidity. So 308 Winchester is what we've got here. I felt like on the channel here, we've been pretty light on 308 Winchester. We've got another rifle build coming up very shortly that's also going to be 308 Winchester. Good all-rounder. Also available in 6.5 Creedmoor, which if you're going to be really going for that long-range rifle, I would strongly consider that SKU for this. Up to a certain level of big game, 6.5 Creedmoor is going to be great. It's got less recoil, and it's got better ballistics at 1,000 yards compared to 308 Winchester. Lots of great bullets and lots of great options. Now, if you're really wanting the knockdown power and the long range, 6.5 PRC would be a great option. We've had tremendous results with the B-14 HMR Wilderness that we've shown on the channel in 6.5 PRC. That rifle has gotten down to a 1/3 MOA with hand loads. And with factory ammunition break-ins, similar performance is what we've seen here with the Crest. So that's what makes me believe, boy, with some hand loading, I bet you this rifle is going to get down into that half MOA or better range. I'm really excited to see that. And then if you just want the absolute most knockdown power available in this platform, you're going to want to look at that 300 Win Mag. Interesting that there's only one long action offering here. I'll be curious to see what Bergara does with this lineup long term, if they add like a 300 PRC or something like that. Drop a comment if you have specific chamberings that you'd like to see this specific rifle available in. I really love the fact that it's got the 5/8 24 threaded muzzle, and it comes with this radial brake, right? This is incredibly compact. It's really easy to get on and off. If you have an Allen key or a screwdriver, you put it right through the hole so you can carefully break it free or torque it back on. It doesn't have to be clocked in any particular way, and the contour is perfectly matched to the end of the muzzle. But it's very easy to break it free and screw on any 5/8 24 suppressor as well, like the Banish 30 that we've showed here. AICS magazine, this is another huge hit. I like to have my magazines preloaded when I go into the field to go hunting. That way I'm ready. And when the opportunity comes up, first, the rifle is safe in transport. Second, boom, I'm ready to go in just seconds and can take care of business as appropriate. So that's just a personal preference thing for me. I could take this 5-round AICS magazine and replace that with a steel 10-round AICS magazine if I was going to do something where I wanted more capacity. Lots of flexibility there. And that 6.8-pound weight for this specific rifle, it does change slightly depending on the SKUs. You're going to want to look at those specs. That is really impressive for a rifle with a chromoly steel barrel and these features like the AICS detachable magazine. A lot of times when you get down in the weight, some of those features like a detachable box magazine get off the table. And here we've got that. We've got QD cups for our sling. This rifle is basically ready to go for any kind of hunting adventure that you're going to have, and the weight is just a really nice thing, especially around here. We've got a lot of steep terrain, and you really feel the weight of the rifle on your back when you're hiking uphill. Just a part of what we do here. Okay, so the carbon monocoque stock. This is really interesting. The carbon is CFRTM technology in terms of how it's put together and how it's manufactured. And inside, you've got foam-filled construction and a stiffening spine that goes all the way down. So the way the monocoque works is it's a thin skin with material inside that adds support. And the combination of those two components give it a lot of strength and rigidity, but really, really low weight. It's used in automotive racing. It's used in all sorts of different applications. So I feel like this is a really good optimization for a hunting stock like this. And with the included length of pull spacers, you're going to be able to adjust that length of pull depending on your own personal ergonomics. I kind of like the rifle as it came out of the box personally. It's maybe a little bit short for my proportions, but I like a more compact hunting rifle, and I feel like I can deal with that. And then I could always throw the LOP spacers in if I was going to just focus on long range or something like that. Okay, so the next phase of testing we did was to put the crest on our TriggerScan TS11. This is a very high-tech device that gives you a graph of force versus distance of trigger pull. It can tell you all sorts of things like the peak force, the travel to actuate, the over travel. You can actually see graphically grit. If I put a factory AR-15 mil-spec trigger group in an AR, you'll see the actual grit and all of that. And what you see here is the results of 3 successive TriggerScan passes. And you can see here things are very smooth, and with the trigger set to minimum, which is how it came for me personally, I backed off the screw and I felt, oh, okay, there's not tension there, so it looks like we came at minimum. The average peak force was 1.85 pounds. This is kind of right where I want to be, specifically for a hunting rifle. If I'm shooting target, I go way down below that. But in the field, when you're hunting, I prefer a trigger pull weight that's higher for safety reasons, and as long as I've practiced with the rifle, I'm good to go. It does take a little while to get used to a heavier trigger for me, but this one performed really well, and as you can see from the TriggerScan graph, it's smooth and doesn't have any grit. Travel to actuate was very consistent at 24 thousandths of an inch, and over travel was also very consistent at 52 thousandths of an inch. So this for us is kind of a preview of the rifle. We're really just getting started with it. But the B-14 Squared Crest is an absolute ultimate reloader team favorite. When we were doing our offhand shooting at 100 yards and shooting the rifle around the ranch, everybody that picked up this rifle absolutely loved it. Not only the way that it shot, but the way that it felt and the way that it looks. Really, really awesome package here. Love the balance of the lightweight hunting features and the long range features, the flexibility that this platform gives you with the threaded muzzle, the AICS detachable box magazine configuration. Bergara has a Remington 700 inlet, so I could take this barrel to action and put it in a chassis if I wanted to. It's got a Remington 700 trigger hanger, so I could put a different trigger in if I wanted to. There's really not much that you can't do with this rifle, and the fact that it's lightweight gives you that option for steep terrain hunting and packing the rifle all day without feeling it weighing you down, which I totally love. And finally, again, I really like this fluted chromoly barrel option. I think it's for a particular customer like me that's going to be looking for something that's going to be very repeatable as the barrel heats up, keeps the cost down slightly, and gives you that lightweight alternative to a standard barrel profile, which is awesome. Here's my question for you is, what do you think about the all-new Bergara B-14 Squared Crest rifle? What do you think of the features? If you got it, what chambering would you get it in, and what would you be hunting with it or shooting with it? Drop a comment and we'll start a discussion. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. If you're interested in custom rifles like what we build here on the channel or gunsmithing services, you're going to want to go to rifles.ultimatereloader.com and get on the wait list. If you're interested in becoming a professional gunsmith, check out the Sonoran Desert Institute. They've got a degree program, they've got a certificate program, and you can study from home. Learn more at sdi.edu. Thanks again for watching.